Hey guys, Nick Dambrie here from Dambrie Guerin Real Estate Advisors. I'm sitting with Craig Frey, who's a friend and past client, and he's embarking on a new adventure. Craig Frey, Financial Consulting. Tell me about your business and how you got into it.
Well, my business is actually just getting started, but I've been in the finance world for quite a while now. I came out of college from Maine, and started working at a local CPA firm, and I was there for about 10 years. Then I left and joined one of my clients, which is a large brewery, and was their director of finance for several years, and then decided to kind of just go out on my own and take the reins of my life and kind of see what I could do with it. So throughout those years of working for other people, I realized that I really valued my independence. So I'm kind of just getting my foot out there and seeing what I can do with it.
Love it. So when you're working with new clients and helping people with financial consulting, what does a typical person come to you for?
So they'll come to me usually just for help.
Yeah.
Like they feel a little bit lost in the finance world, Either they're talking with their tax accountant and it's a different language, or, they're getting ready for a loan, or even starting up a business, and they just kind of want to, pick someone's brain who's been down that road before. But typically, when I meet with a client for the first time, I'll just meet up with them in person and just have them talk about their business.
Sure.
And the way that people talk about their business, you can pick up pretty quickly what areas kind of concern them or they're not comfortable with.
Sure.
And those are the areas that I kind of dive into. And a lot of times people will come to me with certain questions, and then we'll leave the meeting, talking about completely different stuff.
Right. And you're growing. Is there a particular field, particular industry that you like to focus on, that you want to help people with?
Yeah, definitely. Well, like I said before, I have a background in the brewery industry. Also, when I was working at the CPA firm, I specialized in commercial and manufacturing clients. With the explosion of cannabis in Maine, that's one area that I'm focusing on.
Yeah.
I'm finding that a lot of them are looking for financial advice, with all the regulations out there.
Right.
And it's a nice crossover from brewery to the cannabis world. It's basically the same process, same accounting. And I really like the people in the cannabis field. Like, I like what they're doing, and I value the relationship, utmost with my clients. So,
yeah.
Really trying to establish good relationships is amazing, and I've found some great people in the cannabis world.
Hey, do you find when somebody's creative like that, I don't know if you've ever read the E-Myth Revisited, but there's so many people that are tacticians or the doer. Typically the person that starts the business is the person that's in the trenches and grinding it out and making the product and doing all of that. So do you bring in the piece that says, okay, you're going to do that, but let me show you how to scale this or change this? Is that right?
Yeah, I mean, I find that a lot of entrepreneurs are kind of the mad scientist types.
Yeah.
And they have these great ideas and an amazing drive, which is why they're so successful. But they're really specialized in what they're trying to produce or bring to market. And you can go like that for a while and kind of ignore the finances if you have a good product. Sure. But eventually it catches up, and you're losing money like all over the place. You don't really realize it. So it's usually a handful of years at the most before somebody will reach out and say, hey, I got to get my finances under control. And it's really rare that you will find that combination of mad scientist with a great idea with also a great financial background.
Wonderful. Very cool. So what do you do for fun? Are you from Maine originally? I
am from Maine. So I was born in central Maine, in Bangor.
Yeah.
Grew up here my whole life. Never really left. I went to school at Maine, and got my degree in accounting.
Yeah.
And then I stayed and got my master's degree in accounting. And I worked for a large CPA firm here in Portland for almost a decade, and worked for a very large brewery in Maine for several years. And here I am. I love this state. I love what it has to offer. It's like a playground, and I do travel a lot. Like a lot of people, when they hear that I've lived in Maine my whole life. They're like, oh my God, you got to get out and see
Yeah.
the world. But I have gotten out quite a bit. I started traveling when I was in college.
Yeah.
Luckily, they kind of forced us to.
Sure.
I've had a great time traveling. I love it. It's a passion of mine. But every time I come back to Maine and I smell the ocean, it's, I'm very thankful to be here. Like everywhere I go is beautiful in its own way, but it really makes me appreciate the state of Maine.
Isn't that right? So I've done so much traveling around the U.S., but I'm always glad to get on that plane and come home.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, Maine really has a lot to offer everyone.
Mm-hmm.
They call it vacation land, but I like to think of it as almost adventure land as well.
Yeah.
And we border some other great states, New Hampshire and Vermont.
Mm-hmm.
And I love the outdoors, hiking, surfing,
Mm-hmm.
anything that can get me out into the woods.
Mm-hmm.
And this is a mecca for that stuff.
Right.
The waves could be a little bit better for surfing, but at least we're close to the ocean.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
So one place in Maine that you like to go to?
There's so many places in Maine that I like to go to. I would say probably the most special place in Maine to me is Acadia National Park.
Yeah.
Having grown up in the Bangor area, it was right next door.
Sure.
And my family brought me there when I was a kid, and I spent a lot of time there in college, doing my homework and reading and relaxing. And it really was the catalyst that got me into spending time in the outdoors.
Very cool.
I will say I don't go during the tourist season. The shoulder seasons are the best. But yeah, that place is magical. It's very unique. It's got everything that Maine has to offer with a little bit of a different twist.
That's nice. Wonderful. So, particular clients, the cannabis industry, anybody who's got a business, business world that needs help on their on their finance side of the business, give you a call and talk through it.
Absolutely.
Great ways to get a hold of you.
I would say the best way to get a hold of me would be my email address or my telephone number.
Okay. So we'll include both of those in the show notes, and hopefully people reach out to you. If there's anything we can do, please let us know.
Awesome.
Yeah. Guys, thanks so much for tuning in, talking with Craig. If you want to move to Maine and settle in and meet Craig, who's a past client but also a friend, and learn about finance world in the greater Portland area, please give us a call. Thanks so much, and talk to you soon.